Hi everybody, it's Allison, the Holistic Homesteader, and today I want to share with you some of my favorite cold remedies. So my first line of defense when it comes to a cold is always prevention. I don't want to get a dang old cold to begin with, right? So how does my family prevent colds? My first go-to is Mary Ruth's brand Ionic Zinc and vitamin C. This is the liquid. These are both 4 fluid ounce. I get these on Amazon. The suggested serving size is on here for each age. The zinc, it says even infants and pregnant women are able to take the zinc. There's suggested use on the vitamin C here as well. So that is our go-to straight out the gate. We take these supplements every single day. We just like to stay ahead of the game in a lot of ways. Now, another thing that we do is my very noisy chair. If you hear something, that's my chair making noise. With the vitamin C and the zinc, we also do a lot of hand washing, and we try to not touch our face. You can tell I am probably the worst at this. I touch my face all the time. But those would probably be the top 4 prevention tips for our family that I've noticed. Don't touch your face, wash your hands a lot, take vitamin C and zinc supplement on the daily. Now, if I actually end up with a cold, there are a few things that I like to use to help expel the cold, I guess I would say. Honey is one of my first picks. Honey is a very natural antibiotic, antiseptic, antiviral, which is great for a cold. I will just take a spoonful of honey and I will eat it raw. Friends of ours raise bees, so we source our honey very, very locally, thank goodness. And I take just a spoonful of that. It is absolutely delicious. Or I make an organic tea, warm tea, hot tea with lemon, and I sweeten it with honey. I also like to mix honey with turmeric. Now you can put a 50-50 honey and turmeric blend, like a 1/4 cup honey to a 1/4 cup turmeric. You can make that blend in a little 1/2 pint jar, and you can mix it up really well, and you can let it sit, and then take a tablespoon of that every day. Start with a teaspoon, take a teaspoon. And turmeric is excellent for inflammation and pain. So to have that kind of help, plus the added benefit of the honey with the antiviral, it really just helps expel the cold, I find, a little bit faster. Something else that I like to do with honey, because honey will never really go bad, you can put it with the turmeric, or you can put it with garlic. You can chop up some garlic cloves, and you can put garlic cloves down inside of some honey, probably like, 1/2 cup of honey to maybe a head of garlic chopped up, and just kind of let that mix and marry and mingle for a couple of weeks. Then you can take a spoonful of that, eat the garlic too. And it's all, again, high in antioxidants with the garlic, and it helps get rid of those germs and keep the germs away. So something else I really love for a cold is sage, dried sage. If I have a cold and my nose is forever running, I turn to sage every single time, either fresh sage out of my garden or dried sage leaves even, preferably organic. I love to just steep that in some hot water and then drink the hot sage liquid. Sage will help dry up those mucous membranes. So aside from the preventative measures and then honey and sage, something that I like to eat too, on the same idea as the honey with turmeric, to help prevent the inflammation, because whenever you get a cold, you just feel like your head is 80 times the size that it is. Something to help with all of that inflammation is pineapple. So pineapple contains something called bromelain, and what bromelain is notorious for is for lessening inflammation. So oftentimes whenever we have a cold, we have all that inflammation up in our sinuses, our throats maybe, and eating pineapple, which it contains a lot of that bromelain, it will help reduce that inflammation and all of the side effects that go with it. So now, my biggest things at this point, if we're riding it out through a cold, is to just rest as much as possible and to stay hydrated. Now, when I say rest, I don't mean, staring at your phone and getting all that blue screen time. I mean rest, take some time to sleep or to nap or to meditate. Take the opportunity just to let your body do the healing that it needs. When it comes to the hydration side of things, you need to be drinking anything high in vitamin C. Get some pineapple juice. You can also, apple juice is great for vitamin C. Just regular water is fine and dandy, but anything nutritious, you want to think nutrient dense. So something that I would turn to would be organic chicken bone broth. You're not just getting the empty void like a water would provide, but you're getting some kind of nutrition as well, and that's helpful because usually when you have a cold and you can't taste and you don't really want to eat because your head's 3,000 times the size it originally was, you can drink some bone broth, add some garlic into it, add some onion into it, onion powder, garlic powder, add some dried sage. If you got that leaky faucet of the nose, add some dried sage into your bone broth while you're heating it up. Never microwave it. It's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day, but heat it up on the stove and just rest. If you know anybody like me, I am a certified Reiki master. Have somebody perform Reiki on you. Best thing, like I said, is to prevent it from even happening to begin with. And you can do that with those 4 simple things that I said at the beginning of the video. You can wash your hands a lot. Don't touch your face. Take vitamin C and zinc on the regular. I prefer liquid. I prefer Mary Ruth's brand. In terms of taste, this tastes awesome, like a creamsicle. This is a little zippy. My one kid loves this, the other kid does not, and it's because it, like I said, it is a little bit of a zippy, there's a zippiness to it. It doesn't taste bad, it's just different. It's just a little zing on your tongue when you take it. So those are the 4 things that I recommend to prevent a cold straight out the gate. Now, if you end up with a cold, reach for that honey with garlic, honey with turmeric, just honey plain, honey and tea, any kind of honey. If your nose is running like a faucet, reach for some sage. It's excellent for that. Stay hydrated, but be smart with what you're hydrating with. Make sure that you're not losing out on an opportunity to get your body some nourishment and choosing nutrient-dense liquids to get you there, like an organic bone broth. So stay hydrated and then just rest as much as you can. Let your body do the healing that it needs to do. All right, everybody, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please take the time and do so. I appreciate you so much, and we will see you soon.